Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Majesty, Queen Maxima, ladies and gentlemen. Fortunately, Sania gave such a comprehensive briefing that I do not really have to say much, except to thank you for coming here and really taking so much interest with so much passion for something which we Pakistanis, it's our duty to take people out of poverty. And so I was listening to you just before we came here, and I was really impressed that someone could care so much for human beings, not in their country, in some other country. And I find that that's really what differentiates human beings, the compassion. I was a social worker before I became a politician. So my motivation for coming into politics was social work. I felt that there was, if I just stuck to social work, there was so much to do that no amount of social work could make a difference. It's only if you came into government and built a welfare state, that's the only way you can really help the people in your country, the underprivileged people in your country. And hence I came into politics. I was inspired by our Prophet, peace be upon him, who set up the first welfare state in the history of mankind. It was the state he set up in Medina was based on principles of compassion and justice. And the state decided to take the responsibility of the weaker section of the society. So the first time a state took responsibility of orphans or widows, of the poor people, of handicapped, and pensions were introduced first time in that state. So for the old people. And so as a Muslim, we are told in the holy book by the Almighty, the divine book, that we have to follow the example of our Prophet, peace be upon him. And hence, my motivation for coming into politics, to build a welfare state in Pakistan. And so this program of Ehsas, which basically means care and compassion, this program which you see, and which I must compliment Sania, because she has done really hard work, comprehensive, the way she has gone in fine details to set up these various initiatives under the heading of Ehsas. And this, of course, financial inclusion is the core of the Ehsas program. Because unfortunately, this trend in the world where the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, the poor countries get poorer and the richer countries get richer, the gap keeps increasing. I find that it is inhuman. I find it's inhuman that the statistics I read, I think it was one of the UN bodies which came up with these statistics, that 60 odd people own as much wealth as about 3 billion people on this earth. So there has to be something wrong with that system, which creates this inequality where people have such money which they will never be able to, if they lived 5 lifetimes, they would not be able to spend it. And yet on the other side, you have poverty. And I also feel that this greed in the universe, where you have the rich wanting to avoid taxes, so have their offshore accounts and these tax havens, and would do anything not to be part of, not to pay their dues so that you can lift people out of poverty, as what China has done. What China has done is remarkable. I mean, they have taken out almost 700 million people out of poverty in 30 years. Never done in human history. So this idea where the rich want to get richer and this greed, it is the biggest curse of this planet. All the problems which our Earth faces, global warming, this environmental degradation. All of them, the root cause is greed, where it's never enough. I mean, you can make as much money as you want, but the level of greed is always going to make you want more. And so you have this strange phenomena on this earth where you have people now getting into these boats, risking their lives to get to the land of milk and honey, where people want to get away from poverty. So I feel that yes, in our country we will be trying our best, not because of votes, because it's my belief that it's not a civilized society where you have such poverty, where sections of your society are deprived of their daily needs, and the rich just want more and more money and don't pay their taxes. So this is a real what we have. My government has decided that we will be the first government that is going to all our policies will be to lift people out of poverty. So whatever we do, our economic policies, our agriculture policy, whatever policies we make, the bottom line will be how does it help the poor people, as opposed to the elitist policies we've had in the past, where policies are only made for a small elite society. So our education system is only for a tiny elite class. You have three-tier education system. So one is for the small elite class, which has this privileged education. Then you have the government school education, which is for the poorer section. And then right at the bottom, you have these dini madrasas, which are religious schools, which cater for the poorest of the poor. So we have a three-tier system. So the poor, the bottom two, do not get good jobs. So the society only caters for the elite. The hospitals are for the elite. Taxes, poor people, common people pay taxes because most of our taxes come from indirect taxes. The rich hardly pay taxes. So the whole mindset has to change, where the whole society as a whole decides that we cannot allow this unfair, unjust system to continue. And this Ahsas program is a beginning. We hope that as it starts kicking in, Sania has made great efforts to make sure that there's credibility, that there's integrity in the system, that we do not allow the system to be misused, as most of our programs are misused. So we've taken great care. People are, because of our economic situation, for our restructuring the economy, getting out of an economic crisis, people are suffering. But we decided that we're not going to throw away money unless and until we have a credible system of distribution. The most vulnerable section are women from the poor background. And we cannot, as a society, cannot move forward if it does not educate and look after its women. So our top priority is to lift our women out of poverty. And we have a big range of measures which we hope that we will be able to take them out of poverty. So finally, Your Majesty, thank you for coming. We welcome you here. We hope you will come back, and we value the concern you show for our country. Thank you.